www.covid19.gov.kn.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Frank and Candid. I am Tony Nias. Good to have you on board as per usual. Hope all is well. Let's go to the news as we usually do, and we go to the U.S. U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti, Daniel Foote, resigned today, just 2 months after his appointment, with a scathing letter denouncing the Biden administration's deportation of Haitian migrants who fled recent political turmoil and natural disasters at home. In a letter to the U.S. Secretary of State, Foote tendered his resignation, quote, with deep disappointment and apologies to those seeking crucial changes, unquote. In the letter, which was posted on Twitter by a U.S. journalist, Foote noted, quote, I will not be associated with the United States' inhumane, counterproductive decision to deport thousands of Haitian refugees and illegal immigrants to Haiti, a country where American officials are confined to secure compounds because of the danger posed by armed gangs to daily life. The resignation came after President Joe Biden's administration last weekend began deporting Haitian migrants who crossed into the country from Mexico onto aircraft bound for Haiti. Foote, a career diplomat named in July as a special envoy to Haiti, said the state had collapsed in Haiti and the country was unable to support the infusion of returning migrants. And let's go to Jamaica. Several members of the opposition party in Jamaica were arrested on Wednesday after staging a protest against the mandatory vaccination in the island. According to a report by the Caribbean News Weekly, Jamaican police clashed with the protesters from the United Independent Congress, the UIC, who marched from St. William's Grant Park to the Garden House of the Parliament of Jamaica. The police had warned against protest in Jamaica's capital, adding that it has not received any request to hold such activity across the island. Aside from the mandatory vaccination, the protesters were also demanding that all 63 members of parliament resign. In a tweet, the Jamaican Constabulary Force said that it had taken into custody the main organizer of the protest and the leader of the party, Joseph Patterson, after he failed to show a permit to hold a protest. He was released shortly, and that's according to a Facebook post by the opposition party. And here at home, another successful night market last night, which is, I believe, the third such. There was one in December of 2020, which was dubbed Agro Christmas in the night market, and then there was one dubbed Agri Easter night market in March, and now there was another last evening, which from all indication and all the reviews, it was also a success. And according to the ministry, this is an event it's made possible by for residents to purchase their local products at a time of convenience to them, and I guess also add something to that market experience in Bastia. So, as I said, the reviews to the moment seem to suggest that it was yet another success, the night market. And maybe it is something that we should continue to do on a regular basis. I don't know what you think about that. but I am willing to listen to your thoughts. If you attended, I would like to hear what your thoughts were, good or bad, on the event last night, and your thoughts for the future and the idea itself. Okay, as we continue with our national focus as we move through this month of September, in commemoration of our 30th anniversary of independence still, we continue to talk about some of the national issues affecting us as a people, and where we have come from in the last 38 years and where we should be going for the next. And so this morning I want to touch on something that relates to, as we talk about nation building, we want in that process to lift all sectors, all people, regardless of class, color, creed, gender. But from time to time, it would seem that some sectors are left out, and we could talk about those. But I want to focus this morning on a group, and that group happens to be the women in our community, and talk about women and their role in society and leadership role, whether in corporate world, business, in politics, what have you. Some people talk about the abilities and capabilities of women in our nation. Some say that they make better leaders. Question is, if you say that, then why? If you don't say that, then why not? If we take a look globally, the vast majority of, say, political leaders, as well as nearly all of the or nearly all of the 500 Fortune 500 CEOs are men. Some studies said that women, some surveys said that women made up about 4% of the Fortune 500 CEOs. And when it comes to politics, only about 25% of the world's politicians are women. That's what they say in these numbers. Furthermore, in the industries that make the world economy run, such as finance, manufacturing, technology, and agriculture, men are in the supermajority of leadership positions. So, if most of our leaders are male, and if they occupy the leadership in countries that are the most dominant superpowers and the world's largest economies, how then can anyone make the claim that we would be better off if women leaders were the majority? Just a thought. They say the pushback on that is simple. Here's what they say. Most of our leaders, they say, fail. Most of the male leaders, such as the CEOs referenced, their tenures are usually very short. Most are fired for poor performance. The argument goes a little further, and they ask, now how many women you can name who was involved in some ethical scandal? They say that sometimes companies, organizations are often successful in spite of their poor leadership because of the circumstances. In an era when women have made sweeping strides in educational attainment and workforce participation, relatively few have made the journey all the way to the highest levels of political or corporate leadership. That's a tough glass ceiling to break for many. But the question is, Why not, in your mind? There have been surveys that shows that the public cites gender discrimination, resistance to change, and a self-serving old boys club as reasons for the relative scarcity of women at the top. In somewhat smaller numbers, respondents also say that women's family responsibilities and their shortage of experience hold them back from the upper ranks of politics and business. However, in the same survey, what the public does not say is that women inherently lack what it takes to be leaders. Now, on the contrary, when it comes to certain important leadership traits that the survey measured, in those cases the public rate women either better than or equal to men. For example, half of all adults say women are more honest than men. A significant number even say women are smarter than men. For me, there is no universal rule. Different individuals are differently suited to different situations. And what really matters is the context. Context is king, as they say. You may have different take, but I'm just sharing with you some of the numbers and some of the things the people say. As for the political arena, why most women stay out of the political arena? There are some possible answers. At the top of the list, maybe they're too scared. Maybe they don't have what it takes. Maybe they're too weak. Maybe they're afraid of public scrutiny. Or one of the things that comes up is that some women believe that they should only run for political office if they're running in a safe seat. Well, let's be clear. The political arena is a tough place to be a part of, especially during a campaign. Your opponent and their supporters are constantly watching your every move with the hopes that you will make a mistake or that somebody will find some detrimental dirt on you. Something comes up in your past, from your past, that you don't even know about, don't even remember. But they go digging. And somehow it affects a woman more than it does a man, unfortunately. Now imagine also being a woman, right? With all of that. Not only will you have to face the hardship that male candidates cope with, but you will also have to handle the adversity based on your gender and the stereotypes that go along with being a female. Women have to be prepared to confront the fact that they may not even be wanted in the arena. We still live in a world in which a significant fraction of people, including women, believe that a woman belongs and wants to belong exclusively in the home. On average, it is said that 22% of, say, ministerial portfolios, cabinet positions in the Caribbean are held by women. Across the region, women generally do not hold more than 30% of elected positions, with the exception of maybe Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana, which has legislated quota of 1/3 of the number of political party nominees must be women. So it took legislation to do that. Now, that creates a quota, and that idea itself is a contentious one. So, there have been some increase in women's representation and leadership across the globe, across the region, but there's still some issues. And as we talk about nation building, we must be talking about the upliftment of all people and the inclusion of all people in all sectors, all groups. And so here's a group that in a way have been left behind in some cases, and maybe there's a good reason for it. Maybe it is their own doing, or maybe it is by design. I don't know, but I am hoping that you would tell me about that. 465-2555 is the local number. 718-577-2916 is that overseas number, if that is better for you. We will take a stab at this conversation about nation building and women's role when we come back right after the break.
It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gon' be safe. Everybody gon' be safe. One kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll up, yeah. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right, alright. Cause I love you, brother, my sister. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us, yeah. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to let it roll out.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Shop with Ready Finance and pay $0 for 60 days. Plus, walk away with a free pair of sunglasses. Make an appointment online today at cotsoptical.com and ask us about our free blue block and free eye exams. Beat the summer blues and save on your new eyewear with our end of summer madness sale. Terms and conditions apply. Optical, value you can see.
All right, welcome back to Frank and Candid on this morning, this Thursday morning. I'm Tony Nias, and we this morning continue to talk about our nation in this month, Independence Month, and we are focusing on nation building and the role of women in that. And the question is, do women have a place and a role in our nation building? If not, why not? If yes, then why have they not, been coming forward as much as men, or why do they wait for others to make it happen? We will go to the phones. Good morning, welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Nias.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
I am well. You?
Living thanks for life. Another bright sunny day, summer day.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if what I pointed out yesterday for you to really bring this topic to the fore, when I pointed out Miss Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, and the lady who is supposed to be, I think, is the Governor General. But that attitude me, it's a timely topic, and I wish to weigh in on it. Mm-hmm. And it's not also that one of my daughters that was born on the 16th, the National Heroes Day, better yet, National She Was Day, if we were to get a woman there to be a part of the fight that are there, that are our males already. And so the debate is vast and broad, where we can think about our next hero, shiro, should be a female to bring about a balance. So that is where our discussion is. In terms of our nation, we are young going forward, but yes, women are to assume their rightful position. And it's not just only yesterday. It was from ancient times, time immemorial, time in what we call antiquity, where women played a role. Even the very seat that you will sit on, it would be symbolic of a woman. Just like how the woman hold the child in her lap and give nurture to that baby, that was the symbolism of the throne, the seat, the chair that you sit on. It would have been their authority. It comes down in biblical reference where you refer them to as the Queen Mother. The Queen Mother. The king would take counsel from the Queen Mother. So it goes way back to our time where we find that certain usurpation of the male-dominated system where it would be all male, male, male. Even when a male is up front, it's the authorization of a female. Because nothing else can be much better than you getting your mother or your grandmother's guidance going forward. And those are the principles that remain with us, should be reiterated in our nation building, and in terms of how us male meet out this respect to our wives, our daughters, our nieces, you name it. Yes, there comes a time when we have to show more respect to who the nation bearers are. Without them, our women, the nation would not grow. It cannot grow. It is totally unscientific. It is unnatural for two males to make this thing happen. So therefore, we need them just like how they need us. So it's a discussion, Mr. Nias, that is vast, it's broad, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. It's a topic that is very dear to me. Even when I speak to women about this, they does not see it. They does not see it. They does not gravitate. Come on, how are you going to tell me 70% of the church goers, we as a Christian nation, 70% of the church goers are female, and you want to tell me there is no affinity to God? We as Christians, we say Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and we does not think about the feminine aspect in that trio, that Trinity, that trio, Godhead concept. Something has to be wrong, and so we need to get it right within the balance and include all women in every walks of our life. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you for your input. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning, caller. You're live. Okay, let's try this one. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Caller, you're live. Okay. All right. Caller not paying attention there. All right.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey and Queen Enzing. God bless them, my beloved African brother. How are you, the family?
Oh, well, you?
Good, man, and the crowd is good. My brother, good topic. Brother, you see, in ancient Africa, the cradle of civilization, African women were revered, worship, leaders of their nation, and like my good brother said, the queen mothers, beloved. But let's fast forward, beloved, and they were revered as deities. What are you called God? I ain't in that, you know, and God and goddesses. I'm not in that. It's deity, deities, and deity, beloved brother. But since the conquest of most of Africa in ancient time, then came Islam, Judaism, Christianity, and the Bible, and other religious books, Quran, Torah, turned the thing upside down and blame women for everything. You can check it out in the nonsensical Bible you read, but that's your right. They blame every bad thing on woman responds to the other, and they demonize women. And then our people, beloved, conquered, enslaved, and was taught the same nonsensical myth, lies, everything. Then our people, with this Eurocentric slave mentality, start to degrade, have no respect. Most of them, men, black faces, no respect for African women, beloved brother. Look at some of the so-called dancehall rappers, some of the rappers. I'm not against rap. I used to listen to rap, conscious rap in the 30s. X-Clan, Public Enemy, and Tupac was a bittersweet, beloved, up to this day. And some women love it too. They call the B word and the H word or the W, they take out, they take out the W. Call women kind of names, beloved brothers. And some women, too many of our women accept being humanized, degraded, and lowered, beloved. That's the problem. But still got some strong women, strong African women, but not enough, beloved. And I will defend African women at any cost, any time, because I was raised by my maternal grandparents and my grandmother, the Queen Mother herself, Evangeline Theodosia Harris Keynes Williams, a.k.a. Baby Keynes. But up to this day, most of the things that I got it from her. From a very early age, told me I am an African and nobody better than me. And I can achieve anything, beloved brother. When they come to politics now, you see a lot of our African women, like they're afraid of these vicious devils in black faces. Because everything, they're going to either create something about the sisters, and none of the sisters not strong enough. Sometimes they got their family, they don't want their children and them things, beloved, to get involved. But sisters need to stand up, because women are the backbones of these political parties in the Caribbean, and St. Kitts Nevis is no exception. Women have to pull away from all of those political parties in St. Kitts Nevis, and I just going to name one sister for now. Your queen, my beloved brother. When Lindsey Grant run under a rock, who stood up for Palmer? Your queen sister, Cindy Deming. I will always have respect for her. And look at the great Mary Charles. Look at the great Constance Mitchell, regardless of how you feel about Constance Mitchell. Constance Mitchell made a lot of changes for the upliftment of women and children in St. Kitts Nevis. Beloved, so you see what outlook, Sister Mia Matley, let me come forward. Sister Mia Matley, one African woman. Tremendous changes, Pan-African thinking, revolutionary thinking, but a critical thinker, analytical thinker, and she loves people. But we must have respect for our women and stop this Eurocentric crap, otherwise we ain't gonna get nowhere. Without our women front and center, not in front of us, not behind of us, side and side, we walk hand in hand with African women, and our life will be better, and women must be in leadership position. Don't take no backward thing, sisters. To no African men, you walk hand in hand. But thank you again for hearing me. Pan-Africanism and Parish. One love.
All right, one love. All right. That's a mouthful there, right? Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, this is Kenneth Samuel from Kenneth Dive Center. I have a very, very serious problem with I must say, the Port Authority, the Coast Guard. Well, I shouldn't say the Coast Guard because they help. We have a serious problem with those ships that are dropping anchors on the reef and are messing up a food source. I've been talking to this brother for the longest while, to everybody, and nobody seems to do anything about it. My counterpart just called and said, Kenneth, that ship out there is mashing up the shark that we work so hard to build. And it's a shame to see that. I did so much work from since a child coming up, and to build it diving to where it is at this day. And to allow foreign vessels to come in here, I'm not saying that they can't come, but because we need the food. But I went out there with the Port Authority, and I showed them areas where this ship could anchor without disturbing the reef. And they are still allowing the ship to drop anchor at random, which are messing up the reef. You don't have to say nobody tell you Sister Kenneth and say, because I have no respect for nobody who's going to tell me any stupidness about my reef when I know better. And it's hurting the fishermen, it is hurting Candid, it is hurting the divers that we're trying to bring in here. Eventually these divers will stop because we do not have nothing to offer. And to see I take my time and other people wreck my boat to build artificial reef, to accumulate certain type of fishes which are out of existence right now. And now that they're coming back, to have a ship coming in and smash up the reef, it's a shame that our people, our government, our people who put in charge of these things can't do a complete job. Fisheries, I went there several times and I complained my grievances to them. They were supposed to do something about it. Up to this day, nobody doing nothing about it. So, brother, who should I go to? Who should I talk to? Or what can I do? I mean, I can't go out there and cut the anchor. It's okay for when the ship drops its anchor, which is bad. But it's not so much the anchor, even though it does great damage. It is when the ship, that weighs how many tons God knows, is going to put down an anchor chain that's about 500, 600, 800 feet long. When that ship moves with the current and swing with the wind, you know the damage that thing doing it is? The damage when it's done is like Warner Park. It's a play field. So all the little areas there that the fish had to lay eggs and spawn and reproduce is no longer there. These fish are going off the ocean. Okay. We don't have enough fish in our waters anymore. And this is why we have to start to begin to think about importing fish. When we had it, we don't even see goldfish. We don't even see mutton hamlet. We don't even see guargon. We don't even see vixagon. I mean, I could name a list of fish because that's my field. Okay. And all of these younger fishermen, they don't even, some of them know what I'm talking about with the majority. They don't know when sinking harbor from Nags Head right down to the 4th point, when it was very fertile in fish, there is nothing there now. We have to start to do something about it. I mean, like my African brothers speak about the ladies, how we have to protect them. It's the same thing about the ocean. It's our life food. It's our life source. What are we going to do about that when this thing all gone?
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for bringing that to the fore. And I concur. I agree with you. And hopefully somebody is listening who can do something about that. And if not, let's keep pushing. I'm experiencing a hum here. My technician over there, check on that for me. Let's go back to the phones and say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You're live.
Yes, Mr. Nias. Good morning. How are you?
I am well.
Mr. Nias, the knowledge of self is lacking. That's why we are having all this kind of deterioration of our respect for women. You see, once we know who we are, we will tend to appreciate who our ancestors were, the greatness of our queens. The caller from the U.S. always greet you by saying in the name of Queen and Zinger and all those queens that he always mentioned. We are not knowledgeable of who we are, where we came from, and we need to find ourselves. Now, I want to support those callers who called in before, because this is the time of restoration. And by that I mean there is a global awakening right now. And I've mentioned before that we are in the era of truth. I said truth because we already discovered knowledge and the truth that was hidden from us by those who colonize us. Mr. Nias, do you know that those who colonize us, they even gave us a white God? And we are so plugged into their narrative that we are now worshiping a white God, a God for nothing. And that's why they have hid our story. They have given us everything of theirs. They insert themselves in our history. They gave us, they not only colonize us, they colonize the God that they gave us, this God for nothing. This God that hand is washed away in our ancestors' blood. That's the God we are worshiping. You know, our history is dear. It is dear. Once, this is journey by the way, once you become knowledgeable of self and you're now feeding from the source, that knowledge becomes infinite. It's a spiritual revelation that you get, and it guides you on the path that you are now on. Our women were great. Our women were fighters. They have led and they have conquered in their battle. We need to know who we are, Mr. Nias. I mean, right now, my zeal is to restore our people. But the book says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Now, they have put a lot of things in the book. We have to look behind what they put in the book and see what is our reality. And all that can come by the knowledge of self. We have lost respect for women. Women themselves have lost respect for themselves. Women have lost value to what they have. I'm telling you, Nias, I have experienced this. I had to talk to a young lady one day and I said, listen, put some value to what you have and stop selling. Here is where we are right now, Mr. Nias. Not all of us, because men have disrespect women too. I want to say good morning to Mrs. Henry and the sheriff in Half-a-Tree. I hope all is well with him. I haven't heard his voice in a while. But Mr. Nias, we have to come together as a people, or else. Again, if we are worshipping this God that they gave us in the book, this God hand is washed in our ancestors' blood. Thank you for hearing me.
Okay, thank you for your input. Going back to the phones, good morning, welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning, caller, your life.
Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Well, I noticed you got to give the caller from the state, the Hercules, some credit. I see he backing up women strongly this morning. Remember, is a woman cut off all the locks and put them in a plastic bag and give him, and throw him out the she house. Okay, so he right to back them up. Now, you understand me? So, give him the credit for backing up woman. You understand me? But she cut off all the locks and make him from Samson. So the woman named Delilah. So I noticed he ain't talk how great she was. Okay, now you have a good day, brother.
Okay, you have a good day too. Alright, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome to Frank and Candid.
Mr. Nias.
Yes, sir.
Back with the sentiments of a man who have dedicated his life to the marrying aspect, and we hear this concept about blue economy. Maybe you need a show. You have an hour. You need to tap into Mr. Samuel's knowledge. Invite him, or it can be on the on the phone, and get more, because this gentleman has a lot to offer. And we rely on green economy, blue economy. Maybe we would settle for plastic fish from foreign persons as opposed to authentic mutton hamlet and you name it, group of these different fish species. But that subject needs to be exhaust in more details.
I agree.
And yes, right, because there's so much we can talk about. Here it is, this man is really trying. And I did talk about artificial reef on another program. I think it was Inside the News on Winterfell. And there is a lot we have to offer. I, as a kid growing up in Newtown, we were always known as a fishing town. And even though it has dwindled to what it is today, we still remain. We still have passion. We still have concern for where we get, back in the day, our minerals and certain proteins from fish. So here this man is giving a concerted effort to revitalize, at least to get some sort of semblance in what once was. And, you know, we are loving these things from the authorities that be. Yes, the ships will come, and we're not saying the ships should not come, but they have to abide by our rules and our regulations, our rules of the maritime seas, the boundaries and the like. And I agree, and we need to really exhaust this matter, get more out. I know persons are listening, and, you know, we go down there, we, you know, brothers and our brothers come from across Nevis and bring cross fish also. So it's a topic that needs to be justice.
All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yes, good day.
Good day.
Now, we do have freedom of speech, and my and all such are free to express themselves. But we have to show that we are capable of doing certain things. I recall that in the 60s and 70s, the members of the PAM party were trying to encourage Dr. Simmons to rival for the leadership. He took his time and showed that he was capable, and eventually became the leader of PAM. Even after that, somebody who was highly educated in the conventional sense tried to ridicule him. I recall Lemore wrote all kinds of things about him. Oh, how could they expect Dr. Simmons, who went to UWI, could achieve what Dr. Herbert, who went to prestigious British universities, couldn't do? You know, so it's not women alone who are being examined. All of us have to be examined and show that we are capable. And if they would sit down and speak to the issue with other people, the people would be able to tell them why in detail they do not think that certain things are happening, like women becoming leaders. They would point out to them some of the reasons. Anyhow, we have had women over the years internationally. I think you know about Golda Meir in Israel, who was a prime minister. I think you know about Margaret Thatcher, who was tough and showed she had leadership and used to call men wet, any weakness. You know, so the avenues are there for them to rise to the top. We had Eugenia Charles in Grenada, in Dominica. She showed her mettle. So what these people must do, if they strongly believe what they're saying, try and come on the ground and help the cause of women. Be on the ground and listen to what's going on. This is not on the question of women, but it's the same trend. For instance, I've been told several times that Michael Powell said if he had a degree, he would have been leader of PAM. So he recognized maybe this is not a just thing, that because he didn't have a degree, he couldn't become leader. I don't know, but they say he said it. And by the way, I don't know if you pick up the voice, but this is really reliable, and I was the campaign manager of Powell in 1980. You know, even though he did not have a degree, and several other persons had their degrees, but we beat them. We beat them back. You know, and Powell succeeded in holding the West Basque seat, the East Basque seat until there was a problem. There was a falling out in the party, and But I mean, he continued to contribute. Even now, he's contributing. So people must bide their time and show their mettle, and do not be just crying and crying and crying. I hate to do it because I don't like to criticize people. They see the things they wear. But I am told that my beloved has several times come as close as Antigua, and they say he had never been back to St. Kitts with all the talk we get from him. And this is the thing we need to show, and not show and do, and not just talk. Okay? Hello?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so let me stop there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you. Okay. A whole lot. Some good contributions coming across. Some not so good. Some out of place, really. Let's go back to the phone. Say good morning. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
A particular caller, every time he calls, he mentions greetings in the name of Queen Nzinga, among other people. Now, we're talking about women. Queen Nzinga, of course, being a female herself. Just for me to share some information with the public as to who Queen Nzinga is or was. And by the way, that individual repeatedly refers to you as beloved. I want you to know, of course, that you are beloved only until you disagree with him. You make a mistake and disagree with one of his views, and you find how beloved you are, because you can find one can easily detect the aggression, the almost violence in his voice. But Queen Nzinga was the sister of the king of Ndongo in Angola, and she converted to Christianity at a particular point in her life when she was already an adult. Now, she was the queen of the Mbundu people of said Angola. Of course, this is during the times of when Angola was under colonial control by the Portuguese. Right. Now, she renounced Christianity in 1626, and she developed an army, as it were. She constructed an army to fight against the Portuguese, and she ended up conquering the province of Matamba, or the kingdom of Matamba, and eventually became the queen of that area. Now, people should know that Nzinga developed the slave trade in her area. She allied with the Dutch against Portugal, and see how opportunistic she was. After Portugal defeated the Dutch, she switched sides and then began to support the Portuguese. And recognizing the value of Christianity, having renounced Christianity, she resumed her championship of Christianity just before she died in 1663. So in my books, to tell you the truth, everyone has a right to choose his or her heroes and sheroes, or heroes and heroines. But I would not recommend to any young person that he or she chooses Nzinga as a model. That's just my view, and I just wanted to share that with the public.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yeah, Mr. Nyers, good morning.
Good morning.
And you have a very good program there today. The gentleman who was just there talking, he said something, and he's right. The day you make a slip up with him and you don't let him have it way, you will find out how much beloved you be. But anyway, woman is one of the greatest things that God ever created. See you, Mr. Nyers.
All right. Well, one of the things about this program that I'm proud of is that it's about education, information and education, and opinions that all don't match up, and people are free to express their own opinions in a clean way. And you're entitled to opinions, not entitled to your own facts, though. And so you have an opportunity to debunk any of that. We'll go back to the phone. Say good morning. Welcome. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, Brother Nias. Brother Nias. I just got to laugh. I'm not going to think an Elder Liebert. I'm not going to. I don't know him personally, but I heard he do some good things in the People's Action Movement. So I'm not going to respond to him. You know, I mean, his opinion, whatsoever. But that caller after Brother Liebert is not. Brother, if this wasn't radio, I will have put some words on him. He liar than Christopher Columbus. And you know what Burning Spear say about Christopher Columbus? Nothing tall goes up, Papa. As my African sisters and brothers in Antigua and Barbuda said. Nothing tall goes up. Liar. So boy, stop your foolishness. Nothing tall goes up. Queen Nzinga defeated the British and the Portuguese. And was top for 35 long years. And she never been a traitor to her people in that queendom/kingdom. Lie. Stop lie, boy. Stop lie on our great African queen and leader. Stop lie. You two, you know what I mean? Lie, man. Stop lie. And to Brother Liebert. Brother Liebert, the last time I was in St. Kitts Nevis is 2008. I go where I want. I am appreciated more by my African sisters and brothers in Antigua, Barbuda. More I am loved and appreciated by my African sisters and brothers in St. Kitts Nevis. And the great Tim Hector make me part of who I am. One of the greatest Pan-Africanists the Caribbean had ever seen. Great Tim Hector. Me ain't in the islandism in you know. I'm an African and a Pan-Africanist. And in closing, brother, tell that guy if you know him. He liar than Columbus, beloved. So thanks again for hearing me. Stop tell lie, man. Pan-Africanism our purse. One love, my beloved brother.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing well.
Brother Nabu, sorry, you won't like what I'm going to say right now, you know.
Well, don't say it then.
It's the Lord.
Please don't say it.
World. No, I'm not saying nothing.
Good. Let's keep it.
I'm talking something here,
Yes.
you know, natural. But they say, well, Lord, it's who created the world. I don't know you're talking about Africa. Who created Africa? Whoever created us in our mother womb is who create Africa with us. And then you ever look up in the sky, see a baby jump out of a woman now. So if somebody create us, we create a man who got the power. Why you always just creating things and this and that? The man just want to fix it right now. But you come back in and always going to come back in.
All right, well.
Brother Nabo.
Okay, let's go to the next call. Let's not make this program about any individual. We are talking about our national development and women's role in the development of our nation, and why haven't they come forward as say the men would? What is it that's holding them back, and what are your thoughts on that as we continue to celebrate our independence? Let's go back to the phones. We lost that caller. All right. 465-2555, 718-577-2916. We may be able to get in another 2 calls before we leave today, and let's keep it that way. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Niles.
Good morning.
Yes. Thanks for giving me the chance to speak on your program.
Yes.
Mr. Niles, I think that there is a need for the media of St. Kitts Nevis to have what I would call managerial oversight. And here are a few reasons. Recently, I listened to a calypso, and in the song were the words, "I love St. Kitts, my country real bad." What does that mean? Words have meanings, and people should not come on radio, on these programs, and speak languages that are very disturbing to other sensible people. To say love St. Kitts real bad, to me does not make much sense. Now, Mr. Nias, the Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 16 and 17, the Bible is the inspired word of God, and it is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, and for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Some people don't read the Bible.
All right, 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds.
Touting all sorts of things. If they know that God is the creator of the universe, fine. He made 5 continents in the world, Africa being one of them. And he started civilization on the country of Africa. Now, Africa produced all the races of people in the world.
10 seconds.
And God commanded them to spread themselves all over. That is why I remain St. Kitts.
All right.
So I am hoping that some people get the sense that they are stop misleading people.
Okay, got you. Gotta go.
Yes.
Next caller, 30 seconds, go. Good morning.
Yes, good afternoon. Let me say quickly to one of your callers, right? Whenever you read anything concerning black people and the achievements, you have to be careful as to the author. Because if you have information where black people, they cannot hide the achievements, they cannot distort it or anything like that, and they have to put it accurately or semi-accurately, they always inject something inside you to make that black person look bad. And so finally, where Queen Nzinga is concerned, I don't think she's going to be fighting against the European forces like that, knowing who they are, and then turn around and sell her people into slavery. I do not believe that. So whoever wrote that information that you have read, I believe that is a European author, and you have to be careful. Good day.
Okay, good day. Final caller. Okay, we lost that caller. We got another caller. You're the final caller. Go ahead. 30 seconds. Go.
Yes, pretty interesting development there about Queen and Singer. Maybe you need to do some research, and like you said, this is an educational program. Some of us is here to get that education. Maybe you need to bring some facts on Queen and Singer, and to see if we need to put her up on a pedestal. Like you said, we just don't want to be naming women just to be naming them sake. All right, man. Have a good day.
All right, and with that, that's gonna do it for us today. Frank and Candid. I love the passion. Thank you for all your opinions, suggestions, comments, but we gotta go. Up against the clock, news time. I'm Tony Nias. Have a great day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.
At ZIZ, we want to take a moment to salute our small business owners and encourage